US President Donald Trump stated that while the situation with the European Union might evolve, he was certain that tariffs would be imposed on the EU. He expressed frustration, claiming that the EU had really taken advantage of the US. He highlighted the significant trade imbalance, pointing out that the US currently faces a deficit of over $300 billion with the European Union, signaling his intent to address the issue through tariffs.
Well, we're going to see what happens. It'll happen, but we'll see how things work out. It might happen with them, but it will definitely happen with the European Union. I can tell you that, because they've really taken advantage of us. And we have over a $300 billion deficit. They don't take our cars, they don't take our farm products, they take almost nothing. And we take everything from them, millions of cars, tremendous amounts of food and farm products. So the UK is way out of line, and we'll see the UK, but European Union is really out of line. UK is out of line, but I'm sure I think that one can be worked out. But the European Union it's an atrocity, what they've done. Well, Prime Minister Starmer has been very nice. We've had a couple of meetings. We've had numerous phone calls. We're getting along very well. And we'll see whether or not we can balance out our budget. With the European Union, it's $350 billion deficit. So obviously something's going to take place there. I wouldn't say there's a timeline, but it's going to be pretty soon.
Meanwhile, the European Union has begun gearing up to battle this tariff threat of Trump. Ahead of an informal EU defense meeting in Brussels on Monday, French President Emmanuel Macron stated that if Europe's commercial interests are threatened, it must assert itself. He also noted that recent statements from the US are motivating Europe to become stronger and more united.
C'est simple, nous on pense que la priorité elle est à cet agenda stratégique et sécurité de nos frontières. Et si nous étions attaqués sur des sujets commerciaux, l'Europe, comme une puissance qui se tient, devra se faire respecter et donc réagir. Ce qui se passe aujourd'hui, en ce moment même, en Ukraine, ce qui se passe avec aussi les choix, les déclarations américaines de la nouvelle administration du président Trump, eh bien, poussent les Européens à être plus unis, plus actifs pour répondre à leurs sujets de sécurité collective, c'est-à-dire pas de réponse sur la sécurité de l'Europe sans les Européens, pour aller plus loin sur leur industrie de défense, leur base industrielle et technologique de défense, assumer d'investir davantage et d'avoir une préférence européenne, et puis sur les sujets économiques et commerciaux pour porter là aussi un réveil stratégique européen.
Similarly, Germany's Chancellor Olaf Scholz emphasized that both the US and Europe benefit from the exchange of goods and services, and that any customs policies making this more difficult would harm both sides. He stressed that as a strong economic bloc, Europe has the ability to manage its own affairs and respond to customs measures with similar policies.
Europa ist stark. Wir sind der größte Wirtschaftsraum der Welt, sehr erfolgreich. Und deshalb ist es richtig, dass wir heute hier zusammenkommen an dieser Stelle in Brüssel, um darüber zu reden, wie wir Europas Zukunft gemeinsam gestalten können. Aus meiner Sicht ist eins ganz klar, auch für Deutschland selber gilt: Europa ist das wichtigste nationale Interesse, das wir haben. Beide, die USA wie Europa, profitieren vom Warenaustausch, vom Austausch von Dienstleistungen. Wenn jetzt Zollpolitik das schwierig macht, dann wäre das schlecht für die USA, schlecht für Europa. Klar ist, als starker Wirtschaftsraum können wir selber unsere Dinge gestalten und können auch auf Zollpolitiken mit Zollpolitiken reagieren. Das müssen und werden wir dann auch tun. Aber es sollte die Perspektive und das Ziel sein, dass wir so vorgehen, dass es auf Kooperation hinausläuft. Erstens, es geht um Sicherheit und Verteidigung. Die müssen wir stärken. Deshalb ist es gut, dass die europäischen Mitgliedstaaten hier darüber reden, wie sie ihren Beitrag auch im Rahmen der NATO so gestalten können, dass wir gut aufgestellt sind, dass wir unsere eigene Sicherheit auch gewährleisten können. Es ist ein Fortschritt, dass jetzt überall mindestens 2% der Wirtschaftsleistung für Verteidigung ausgegeben werden und einige wenige Mitgliedstaaten jetzt noch den Rest des Weges zurücklegen. Das wird Europas Sicherheit und Verteidigungskraft stärken. I'm very sure that all the Europeans understood that it's necessary that we develop our defense industry. We need better scales, we need more concentration on a reduced number of successful weapon systems, and this is the basis for all what we are looking for. So it will be one part of our debate how we manage to go there, and I'm quite optimistic that with all the experiences we had in the last years, we are now ready to take the necessary decisions and to overcome any obstacles which we already always had in the past. So we learn it is not a good idea when you have to start to build a factory for producing munition when there is a conflict. You have to have it, and that's what we are working on.
Similarly, Ireland's Prime Minister Michael Martin stated that the European Union and the United States must collaborate constructively on trade, warning that protectionism would harm citizens regardless of where they live.
More broadly, in terms of the US-EU relationship, it is the biggest economic relationship in the world, and a very significant one. We have managed in recent years to get inflation down. In our view, protectionism more generally will harm citizens, no matter where they reside, and that tariffs are a negative in respect of economic development. We're a small open economy. We depend on trade, and it is our view that the Union has championed that and will continue to champion that, and Europe will work together on these issues and engage with the US in a constructive.
Similarly, Luxembourg Prime Minister Frieden stated that the response to trade tariffs is to impose reciprocal measures. EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas echoed similar concerns, arguing that no one wins in a trade war.
But I think tariffs are always bad. Tariffs are bad for trade. Tariffs are bad for the United States. They are bad for those who see tariffs imposed. But the answer to tariffs is to reply with same actions, but that is not the topic for today.
We were listening carefully to those words, and of course we are preparing also on our side. But what is clear, there are no winners in trade wars. If United States and the US start the trade war, then the one laughing on the side is China. We are very interlinked. We need America, and America needs us as well. The tariffs increase costs. They are not good for the jobs, not good for the customers either. That is clear.
Je pense que c'est une erreur de penser que l'Europe peut ou devrait se défendre toute seule. Je suis atlantiste, on doit continuer l'alliance avec les États-Unis. Je sais que la situation est compliquée et avec le nouveau président des États-Unis, ce sera un défi, mais il faut toujours voir à long terme. Et je pense que cette alliance est importante. Mais ceci dit, l'Europe doit renforcer sa propre position en matière de défense dans l'OTAN.